in Dogecoin. This is a digital coin that was started as a joke in 2013, rose as much as 800% after Redditors talked about making it the cryptocurrency equivalent of GameStop. And joining us right now to talk about all of this is Anthony Papliano. He is the co-founder and partner at Morgan Creek Digital Assets. Good morning to you. I want to start actually just with the Robinhood news unto itself, what it means to the markets, and whether, frankly, you think Robinhood is going to survive on the other side of this, Anthony.
Yeah, good morning to all of you. I think basically what we're watching is another marketing campaign, right? Last year, I think we watched the Federal Reserve and elected officials run a marketing campaign around the debasement of the dollar. Today and yesterday, what we watched was basically a marketing campaign for the decentralized financial system. And regardless of kind of why certain events happened yesterday, I think it just further kind of the thought process that the little guys constantly has the deck stacked against them. And so you're probably going to see people doing some irrational things. They're going to be buying stocks. They don't care if they make money or lose money. Basically, they're trying to make a statement. But over a long period of time, I think the true impact is essentially we're going to have a great exit. And people are going to realize that no matter how hard they try, no matter how loud they are online or social media, they don't have a voice, and the system is stacked against them. And so they're going to exit that system, and they're eventually going to go find a home in a decentralized digital financial system where there's no one person or group that controls these protocols. There's nobody who can kind of stack the deck against them. And so I think that's really what we're watching here. It's just kind of an acceleration of this trend. And you see it with Musk and a bunch of people.
Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing well today. And in this video, we're going to talk about why I think the events for this week are going to create a very bullish narrative for the entire DeFi ecosystem. It's already the central theme of the market rally that we're having in crypto. Now that the retail masses know about DeFi, they're going to take their huge gains from trading in the legacy markets and bring them over to the crypto market to invest in DeFi protocol tokens that they think will be relevant in the future. I had enough foresight to see this coming back in early 2020, and a lot of my community members benefited immensely by making the DeFi pivot with me. So if you're looking to start learning about DeFi or you're looking to enhance your knowledge on DeFi, I encourage you guys to join my Discord channel. It's a great forum for you guys to learn about DeFi through dialogue. And if you're not into Discord, I think you guys should at least check me out on Twitter. Not only will you get to know me a little bit better, but you'll also learn about the projects that I'm interested in. With the intro out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into this video. Alright, to kickstart this video, let's talk about where I think most of the new demand for Bitcoin is going to come from. Just last night, Elon added this Bitcoin hashtag to his bio, followed by this tweet here. In retrospect, it was inevitable. And just with that tweet alone, he sent Bitcoin from 31,000 all the way to 38,000. And the reason why this is very bullish is because many people are expecting Elon and Tesla to convert a portion of their balance sheet into Bitcoin. Now, he hasn't officially made a statement suggesting that he's going to do that, but we all know that he's privately talked to Saylor, who's gained a lot of popularity in the crypto community because of his company's decision to convert most of their balance sheet into crypto and convert any excess cash not needed for operational expenses into Bitcoin. And recently he said that he's going to be hosting a Bitcoin summit where he basically gives corporations MicroStrategy's blueprint for buying Bitcoin. With this, the corporations are not only going to save time, but they're also going to save money. So with Elon adding the Bitcoin hashtag to his Twitter bio, people are excited because they think that Elon and Tesla might follow MicroStrategy's blueprint for buying Bitcoin. And this is pretty consistent with what Cathie Wood said in a recent interview. She suspects that more tech companies in the coming months to years are going to start converting a portion of their balance sheet into Bitcoin. And based on the calculation she and her team have done, she said that if every S&P company invested 1% of its assets into Bitcoin, the price would increase by 40,000. And the way I see it unfolding is that as the price and market cap of Bitcoin goes up, more companies, more institutions are going to be able to invest in it because they have huge amounts of money. And so for them, before they invest in any asset, they have to make sure it's liquid for them. And in my judgment, I think we've gotten to the point where it's liquid enough for S&P companies and corporations and we're pretty close to it being liquid enough for more institutions to get involved. And once you have corporations buying in and you have institutions buying in, I think Bitcoin is going to be well on its way to being the global reserve asset. And in that setting, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw central banks start to buy Bitcoin. And for that reason, I'm kind of contemplating whether I just want to hold Bitcoin or if I want to cash out a portion of it into fiat. Because if you think about it, all these players that are buying Bitcoin, they're basically buying it as a currency debasement hedge. And so if that's the case, what's the point of selling back into dollars? And because of that, I'm starting to think maybe selling into fiat isn't the best move. I mean, what you could do instead is use it as collateral to take out a loan to make any big purchases that you need to make. In the previous cycles that we had in the past, we didn't have too many platforms that were offering that service. Now that we do, I'm expecting a lot of people to end up using their Bitcoin as collateral. For example, I have a patron who told me that he's accumulating as much Bitcoin as he can. And when the price goes up, he's not planning to sell any of it. He's planning to take out a loan against it to buy real estate. And honestly, I think it's a pretty good idea because number one, if you take out a collateralized loan, you're not going to have to pay any taxes. And number two, you get to keep your Bitcoin exposure. And if you guys are interested in pursuing a similar strategy, I highly recommend that you guys watch my video on Nexo, where I give you guys a brief tutorial on how to pursue the strategy that I just outlined. Next up, let's talk about where I think DeFi is headed. Paul Brody from EY, he made the following prediction. If I had to make a bold prediction, I think by the end of 2021, at least one major financial institution will up the game on everybody else by offering some form of consumer DeFi accessible through their single transactional window to a large consumer base. Now, in the past, you guys know that I've said this. I said this early as the summer of 2020. I forecasted that some of these DeFi protocols, they're going to end up on the back end of CeFi platforms. At that time, my comment or forecast was directed towards crypto-based CeFi platforms, and I still think they're likely to be first. But the end game for these DeFi protocols is to end up on platforms like Robinhood, brokerages like Ameritrade, and even payments applications like Cash App and PayPal. Because ultimately what that means is that the broad consumer base out there will be interacting with these DeFi protocols, but they won't even know about it. And that's why for me, the big alpha play here is to make a few investments in DeFi protocols that I think are likely to achieve ubiquity, meaning that all these other platforms out there that have hundreds and millions of users have to integrate the protocol in order to remain competitive. If I had to make an analogy, it's like all businesses out there buying computers and having Microsoft as the operating system. Sure, you don't have to do it, but if you don't, your competitor will at some point gain an edge on you. Brody also adds that large companies are seeing things like Square's published Bitcoin numbers for its Cash App growing at 700% annum, and they want a piece. When he was asked which companies he sees launching consumer DeFi, Brody believes this will emerge via app services like Robinhood, PayPal, and Publix of the world. And I think what takes DeFi to the next level is bringing real-world assets on-chain. This isn't financial advice, but I believe Aave is already working on bringing real estate on-chain. So what you'll be able to do in the future is basically tokenize your real estate, deposit that token onto Aave, and take out a collateralized loan against it. And to end this segment, I just wanted to say, think about what just happened this week. To summarize, basically people learned that the system is rigged. And in my mind, this sets up a very, very bullish narrative for the entire DeFi ecosystem. I think it's going to be the first real mass adopted use case for smart contracts and blockchain technology. And in the past, when it came to innovative and revolutionary technologies, you had to be a accredited investor. And so only a select few people were able to have the opportunity to make life-changing investments. With this new paradigm, anybody in the world with internet access can own a piece of the protocol by buying a token. And because I think this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I've personally made the decision to aggressively allocate to DeFi plays. And if you guys want to know which projects and protocols I'm looking into, don't forget to click the link in the description below and check out my Discord channel. The token of the week is Index Finance Token, ticker NDX. This project or protocol is focused on developing passive portfolio management strategies for the Ethereum network. The governance token is NDX, which can be used to vote on proposals for protocol updates and high-level index management, such as the definition of market sectors and the creation of new management strategy. And I think at some point you'll probably get a piece of the cash flow via the token. That typically comes after they've acquired more users and there's more liquidity on their platform. But I fully expect that at some point they're going to be distributing cash flow via the token. And the first product that they've created are capitalization weighted index pools designed to replicate the behavior of index funds, which, if you didn't know already, historically have returned better and more consistent returns than actively managed funds on the stock market. And right now, until the 7th of March, they even have a liquidity mining opportunity going on, which means you could invest in an index of DeFi alts, and on top of that, you'll also earn some interest paid to you in the NDX token. I think this is a pretty good opportunity. I decided to pursue it because, number one, I'm very bullish on DeFi. By buying one of these indexes, I get broad exposure to the DeFi market. And secondly, I get paid a yield on that investment. So for me, it was a no-brainer. And I did highlight this opportunity weeks ago in my weekly newsletter. If you're not a subscriber already, make sure you guys check it out. But if you wanted to track my moves in real time, I encourage you guys to check out my Patreon page. Even if you join the lower tier of $20 a month, you'll gain access to my private Discord channel where I publish my moves in real time. And if you happen to join one of the higher tiers, you can even have one-on-one dialogue with me. Well, that pretty much wraps things up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is CryptoOneStop signing out. I'll talk to you folks next time. Bye.